Hi, I thought I'd do a video on self-love, and it's going to be a bit different to what you might expect because I've seen the word self-love used a lot, and one might say maybe it is part of a trend, especially in a wellness and lifestyle type of industry, a little bit like the industry I am, although I always say that I'm more into the self-exploration industry. And what I mean by that is that how, okay, it's good to, get to know yourself really well, become self-aware, which is another term you might have heard of, or, you know, be kind to yourself, and be kind to yourself might be attached to words like self-love, coming back to the word. And I just had a thought this evening, and it's kind of like very personal to me, and I've written about it in a contents in terms of I had this article which I published a couple of years ago. It did actually get some interest, and I know it got people thinking. Called I used to think that I was ugly, and it was kind of like inspired in part by the singer Pink, because she was talking about her her young daughter Willow. Willow's also the name of my beautiful niece, who's 3. She's so cute. She's like quite a character, but I'm not going to go on too much like the proud auntie. Obviously, it's good to be a proud auntie, but I really do love my nieces, and I could go on and on about them, but I won't be doing this in this video. Not this video today. Maybe another video I might do on auntie love. But anyway, I was thinking about how it took me some time to become self-confident. What I mean is it's not in terms of self-confidence necessary per se, like in like going for things which I want, being sure about myself, being sure that I could do things and achieve things. But it's actually more around beauty, and there's a little bit of a backstory why I felt self-conscious about my looks. Go back to my childhood, yes, again. It goes back to that was more to do with like what's happened in the past, how it affects you, and how you realize that in your life, how certain things has been programmed to your mind. But I'm not going to focus too much on that. I'm going to focus more on like now where I am, and it's actually a really good place. I'm not saying I don't get days when I wake up and think, oh my god, look at my hair, I'm having a bad hair day. Very recently I did get my my hair braided because I wanted to change, and in the winter my hair just dry out very very quickly. So I thought, let me put myself into protective hairstyle, and I feel really proud of my look, and I really like it, and I've had this hairstyle. So if you look at my, go back in my Instagram, for example, you see that it's not the first time I'm wearing braids. But I was taking a series of, self-portrait pictures today, and I thought, wow, it's really nice to, just look at yourself, be happy, that person smiling back at you, which is yourself. And it also made me think about how sometimes, some people look at taking self-portraits, or in this age of digital media, you might use the expression more selfies as a negative thing. And what I mean by that is some people might say how it's very self-absorbed, shallow, etc. And I think it really depends how you view things and what angle you're coming from. I think there's nothing wrong with, taking a picture of yourself, on camera, because it's nice to capture moments, or, be able to look back at yourself. And I think more people should do that. And I must admit, my viewpoints have changed a lot in terms of, doing self-portraits. And I tell you the reason why, because a couple of years ago, I think it's probably about 3 years ago, with one of my collaborator, producers, which I do, behind the scenes. I'm very creative, and we create some really, really good, awesome content. And I remember he was saying, Sophia, as I'm a trainer and I got that teaching background, and so I really do love to kind of like guide people, on their learning journey. And he was saying about confidence, why don't I do like a mini challenge on people, doing selfies? And I must admit, I was a bit thrown back about it. I thought, wow, this is really, really crazy, idea. And I didn't do that. And now I feel like my creative collaborator had a really, really good point that I think that, taking pictures, or even when you think about it, people always could encourage you to look in the mirror and say, I love you. And sometimes people might feel really uncomfortable about that. But I think there is a positive in terms of doing a self portrait, especially when you're feeling really good about yourself. For example, maybe like me, you might have had, a nice hairdo, for example. So I think it's really good to, kind of like that reflection which stares back at you. And this all comes back to this theme which I'm working on, this project, which is like being, single and being awesome. And I explain more about that in another video, what I mean by that. It doesn't necessarily mean what you think it might mean in terms of, focusing on singlehood, which was the point which I was talking about one of my earlier videos. So, well, what do you think? Is there anything wrong about doing a self-portrait of yourself, or, smiling, getting comfortable, laughing, maybe feeling a bit shy, just really, really, kind of like loving this person? Because we think about it, we come into the world on our own, we have thoughts on our own. We often are on our own. So why not, start enjoying our company, you know, um, exploring, doing different things, learning and discovering, some things about you. I think it's really, really awesome. And that's actually one of the awesome things about taking time out and focusing on yourself, or, even being single too as well. It can be really great focus. And when you think about it, confidence is also very sexy and a very attractive feature. Going back and talking about relationships and love, and even attracting different types of relationships. It doesn't have to be love at all. It could be like doing collaborations. It's a very attractive feature. So why not get comfortable and just, now and then, take a self-portrait of yourself and, catch your moment. Obviously, it's easy when you're in a very good mood, or even if you're not, like Saturday jumping up and down really happy. It's just nice, just to have a nice still moment and look back, and maybe you could, like journal to along it, or have, go through these photos and do reflection and think, oh wow, look at that story which I was telling, I was sharing, now and then, not now and then, at that moment. So yeah, that was my shout on self portraits. And I'm going to sign out now until my next, soundbite about whatever topic which pops into my mind. But it's really, really, really good doing this video. And of course, if you have any comments, then please post, below. And I love to hear about it. Right then, bye for now.